Welcome, boys and girls, to colorful Colorado Springs, and to the first episode in a three-part series that is focused entirely on crushing everything there is to do in the greater Colorado Springs area. We're talking everything, all of it. In the first chunk of this trilogy, we got to tackle the first and most obvious feature in a landscape that is dominated by huge obvious features. No matter where you happen to be in the Springs, there it is, jutting out from the spectacular backdrop just as boldly and transfixing to modernize as it surely was to primevalize 10 to 20,000 years ago. We're talking Garden of the Gods, obviously, and while we're doing a deep dive into the do's and don'ts at the garden in this episode, we'll be shifting focus onto the downtown Colorado Springs vibe, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Without pulling any punches, we'll show you a few of our favorite spots to grab a bite to eat, where to pound down a cold pint or 10, and maybe, just maybe, the weirdest place to use the restroom in the Greater Springs area. Subscribe right now, because this crushing Colorado video trilogy will be a droppin' in the weeks to come, and you're not going to want to miss Royal Gorge, Canyon City, Manitou Springs, Pikes Peak, Seven Falls, and all the restaurants, breweries, and random interactions with local wildlife that you would probably come to expect from Tipsy Gypsy Travels. Follow the hailstorms, fix the cars, and fuck around. And guess what? We're all out of cars.
All of the cars got some fucking around to do.
You better buckle up, Buttercup, because you're rolling with Tipsy Gypsy Travels, the anti-travel channel that refuses to serve the usual milquetoast bullshit. Yeah, we're maybe a little rough around the edges here. And come to think of it, about all we offer is hot beer and shitty service. But at least that hot beer is free. I'm a hail chaser, a traveling dent guy. And as long as those diamonds keep falling from the sky, pirates like me are running all over creation, following the hailstorms, fixing the cars, and fucking around. And guess what? We're all out of cars. Once the storms dry up and I'm back home and off the hail trail, that's when the whole world of travel opens right up to Annie and I, and our own travel adventures kick off for 6 months straight. I'm Mike, aka MC Norris, published author and tipsy gypsy, and believe me, I got stories to tell.
Shit's about to get real. Look who's in town. Yep.
Oh, you don't get me.
Too
No,
late.
no.
Oh yeah. You're all over Facebook
now.
Oh boy.
Famous.
My work partner Catfish Brian had just made the journey from Nashville all the way to our hometown of Kansas City, where Annie and I had been enjoying around a week of downtime between hailstorms, during which time we'd been busy kicking it all over Kansas City, doing some things we'd actually never done before. Miss Annie just finished up with some corrective eye surgery, which is why she'd have me explain to you right now why she's rocking those Superfly Ali G glasses. I may not know a thing about women, but I'm older and slightly wiser than I once might have been. But Catfish Brian wasn't in town to enjoy the KC barbecue. He and I were heading out at the crack of dawn to answer a call for help with a hail gig out in colorful Colorado, which was going to be a great change in climate from our last job down in Texas. Working in the Rocky Mountains was nothing new to Brian and I. We spent 2.5 straight months working here back in 2023, the year we met at a job down in Georgia. Between then and now, we've covered just about every inch of the state, and this time we were delighted to be going to one of our favorite spots in Colorado, Colorado Springs, the perfect base camp for all things badass in the Rocky Mountains. Without too much ado, we're going to proceed directly and with great intention to the lowest hanging fruit of attractions in Colorado Springs, Garden of the Gods, a feature practically synonymous with the Springs itself. But don't worry, we'll be coming straight back to downtown after our hike to replenish our bodies with food and craft beer. And as always, that beer is free. Speaking of free, so is Garden of the Gods. Can't beat that with a stick. The hours are something like 9 to 5 daily, but I think that mainly applies to the visitor center, which we'll be coming back to after our hike to check out what all's inside. If you come early, and you'll definitely want to, and come during the week if possible to cut down on the crowds, just park out in the overflow parking lot, and I'm reasonably sure you can hit the trail as early as you like. My original plan was to take the Gateway Trail to its intersection with a main trail that loops completely around the garden. But after almost getting my ass run over a dozen times by mountain bikers, I changed my plan to take the Gateway Trail straight up the gut of the garden where bikes are not allowed. That, at least, cuts down on one of the many hazards. In retrospect, I absolutely made the right choice. Circling the perimeter of the garden just wouldn't have been half as cool as marching straight up into the red rock formations, where the features keep rising all around you until you're dwarfed in the shadows of these mighty monoliths, where signs all around you warn against doing all the things that you're going to see everyone doing. I mean, you ain't going to stop kids from being kids, or idiots from being idiots, despite signage posted everywhere proclaiming the great number of injuries and fatalities that have occurred here over the years. I never did see a rattlesnake. Come to think of it, I've never seen a live one in my entire life. Came across a dead one down in the Ouachita Mountains of Arkansas. Timber rattler, damn near 12 feet long, stretched from one side of the road to the other where its head was smashed flat as a pancake. I'll bet that driver about shit. No, aside from falling from a great height or snake bite, I'd say the biggest risk in the Garden of the Gods is being bitten by someone's fucking dog. Everyone's got to bring their dog, and some of those dogs have no business being in public. If you know your dog is an asshole and you take it out into a crowded public place, guess what? That makes you an asshole. Take your mean-ass dog on a walk somewhere else, like maybe around that perimeter loop with all the bikers, and those two hazards can just sort of take each other out. I got no problem with a well-behaved dog or even a protective dog in the right situation. But the familiarity of dogs showing up in places where a dog ought not belong does grate on my nerves a little bit. Dogs in coffee shops and breweries? I guess so. Kind of started as the norm when these types of venues took off, so it kind of comes with the territory and always has. But now you've got dogs in Home Depot, Walmart. I've even seen them in Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, let's bring the fucking dog with us into the steakhouse. That's gonna go over well. Dogs in Garden of the Gods? I mean, I get it. It's a perfect place to take a dog, really. But if your dog is nasty and lashes out at people trying to pass you on narrow trails, come on, dude. I try to make it look like I'm out here all by myself by shooting carefully, but make no mistake, you are never too alone at Garden of the Gods. This is a Monday morning, boys and girls. Imagine a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. 2 to 3 hours of monkeying around on the Gateway Trail, I'd say, is just about right. And now you'll be ready to check out the visitor center, and you're probably getting a little hungry for lunch. What to bring along with you on the Gateway Trail? Water. I was stocked with water and ice packs in my cooler backpack, so I was all good. But I heard the wailings of many less fortunate folks who had not planned properly for this activity. It gets hot quick out there on the trail, so don't be a dumbass. Bring your water and your favorite flavor of sunscreen. You can stop here first if you like, but I tend to think the visitor center is a good stop for the back end for a bit of air conditioning, refreshments, and probably a bathroom break for you-know-who. Which might actually be you. I don't know you. The center is home to dioramas, artwork, and models featuring the range of prehistoric life that once trundled, flew, or swam through this neck of the woods through the millennia, on a trail through time that takes you up to the modern age, where more recognizable fauna are perched frozen in a collection, gawping back at you through carefully placed glass eyes. Now I'm getting kind of hungry and thirsty, so it's time to head back downtown where there's going to be way better dining options than the visitor center snack bar. Plus all the breweries, holy hell. When we worked here back in 2023, there were over 40 craft breweries in the Springs, and I'm pretty sure we hit them all. The numbers declined some since then, particularly by the wayside are the breweries that don't serve food, which is unfortunate, but apparently you gotta have a pizza oven to survive in this town. The other aspect of downtown Springs that's worthy of mention is the number of crackheads. Look, I'm not making light of serious social issues like mental illness, addiction, and homelessness, but I gotta say something about it, because no other travel channel is probably gonna. Colorado Springs is the crackhead capital of the world. I in no way shit you, my friend. I've traveled all over, and the Springs is hands down the worst situation I've ever seen anywhere outside of Austin, Texas. And yeah, they're worse than Austin, Texas. If you're going downtown, trust and believe you're gonna see some shit. True story. We're talking every single corner, every intersection. This is America the Beautiful Park, by the way. You'll find crackheads stripping their clothes off, screaming at cars, running around like ghosts with sheets draped over their heads. I am only telling you this because it's important. It's a key feature of Colorado Springs that I'd be doing you a great injustice if I didn't at least prepare you for what you're about to see. But on that note, I've never had a single issue with any of them. They don't seem to be aggressive. They keep to themselves. They just kind of do their thing. They're background scenery, but they're there, everywhere. This is Phantom Canyon Brewing, by the way. As far as breweries in the Springs area, you know me. I could talk for hours on end about craft beer. But if you're short on time and not a huge beer geek, there is but one, and only one brewery that falls into the absolute must-do category, and that is Bristol Brewery, which is one of many, many, many venues that now occupy the old Ivywood Elementary School building. Here's why you must go. Although the beer at Bristol is good, very solid tap list, well-executed variety of styles to suit everyone, the main reason you're headed to Bristol is to check out what they've done to this school, or more to the point, what they've not done. For the most part, the school was left intact, left just as it was, as far as the old bones go, right down to the signage in the hallway. The principal's office is now a swanky cocktail bar. The gym, a conference center, a meeting room. The kitchen is still a kitchen, but they're doing Detroit-style pizzas. There's a bakery, several restaurants, a gift shop for merch, and of course, Bristol Brewery, situated closely by the girls' and boys' bathrooms, which are exactly as they left them, with their creepy rows of teeny little urinals that'll give you the heebie-jeebies and take you right back to the days of crossing streams with your buddies. Maybe it's the convenience of a one-stop shop where you can order your meal on your phone from any one of the half-dozen restaurants in the venue. I went with barbecue, by the way. Or it might be a combination of the altitude, the free-flowing beer, and the dizzying nostalgic effects of drinking brew in the bones of an old elementary school. But the effects of all these factors together can be, shall we say, predictable? But a visit to the Ivywild School building is one that I'll always have on repeat anytime I visit the Springs. For lunch and dinner, there's about 1 million options in the downtown Springs area, but we're short on time. Already going a bit long here, since my average view length ended, well, a few minutes ago. So congratulations on making it this far, you freak. All that earlier shit, that was for losers. This is where the fun really begins. Woot woot! But what's what? I'm gonna narrow down my restaurant picks to 2, just 2, and they're both places I've dined many, many times. The first, Red Gravy. Weird name, maybe, for some of the baddest Italian cuisine west of the Mississippi, all created in the chic little bistro in the heart of downtown Springs. Pick whatever you want for your entree, but be damn sure you get the meatballs and vodka sauce as your app. Lunch or dinner pick number 2, Edelweiss. We're talking authentic German cuisine created by actual German-speaking Germans. Are you familiar with the ones I am talking about?
We will ask the questions.
Inside, it's a sprawling beer hall full of Stein collections, dining rooms, and nooks that seem to go on forever. In the evenings, you've got roaming accordion players in lederhosen. And you can eat inside if you wanna, but if the weather's mild, you're probably missing out if you don't dine out in the beer garden, where even if you feel like you've got the place all to yourself, you probably won't be eating alone for very long. All the beer at Edelweiss is German import. We're talking Doppelbock, Helles, Hefeweizen, and Marzen, the most rigorous of German lager styles. And the food? Mein Gott, the Sauerbraten and the Schnitzel, they're out of this world. Captain Fuzzy-Nuts endorses the French fries. And although I'm not really a big dessert kind of guy, long story, basically a sugar phobia due to lots of diabetes running rampant in the family, but look at this. German cakes and little pastries all on display in the glass coolers right up front. So they're the first things you're gonna see when you walk in, and they will be the last things you see when you try to walk out. So you'd better accept this right now and plan to get it or regret it forever. And speaking of huge regrets, you better smash that subscribe button right now, because next episode, we're leaving the Springs behind to check out Canyon City, about 45 minutes away, and it's worth every minute of the spectacular drive. Canyon City is the hub for all wild activities, from the world's highest zip line over Royal Gorge to whitewater rafting, helicopters, jeeps, train tours, horseback riding, and you can bet your sweet ass it's in the right direction for some of the best gold medal trout fishing spots in the entire US of A. So, you better go knock them spiders out of your old water shoes there, Peanut, because there's a 100% chance we're getting wet. 2 more Colorado videos are currently in production, so stay tuned.